All right, we are getting ready to start a live appcast. If you're now joining us here on the KSAT weather app, or perhaps the KSAT app, we are going to jump right in here and talk about these showers and storms that are affecting San Antonio and really all of South Texas this morning. We like to go live on our app, so you can join us digitally if you're out and about or getting ready for school, or maybe you're getting ready to go to work. We want to let you know what's going on. Now, let me start by saying there is no severe weather. We did see that last night where we saw some larger hail around Lavernia and Seguin. Not seeing that this morning, but what we're transitioning into is a heavy rain threat. And that's what we're going to have to watch out for this morning. And again, if you're just joining us, we are live here on the KSAT weather app and KSAT app giving you an update on what's going on here across South Texas. It's been a busy morning. We love the rain. You know, that's the good thing about all this. We are getting some much needed rain, hopefully some drought denting rain. This should go a long way to helping us at least put a dent in this drought that we've been in for so very long. So let's get started here with the radar. And I'll start with San Antonio. We just had a patch of some pretty heavy rain come through downtown. This is quickly going out to the north and east, now moving into the Schertz area, Garden Ridge, and where you see this purple color here, just northwest of Garden Ridge, just southeast of Bulverde, that's where you're getting some torrential rainfall. There are also some lightning strikes associated with this. It has been a fairly electrical situation this morning with these showers and storms that have been moving through. New Braunfels, you're getting some heavy rain. This little area of moderate to heavy rain is working up I-35. And most of the roads, as Stephen will tell you here in just a second, are wet this morning. We've also been following this batch of really heavy rain. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we start to get some flood advisories put out for this, because you see all the lightning strikes, but this is an area that's already been hit with some heavy rain this morning. This is eastern Wilson County that we're talking about, east of Floresville. And this is likely going to compound issues. And we do have a flash flood warning. We need to mention that for parts of Atascosa County and Karnes County in this corridor here. And let me show you why. I'm going to pause the radar. We're going to switch over to estimated rainfall totals. So last 12 hours, and that purple color there, that indicates close to 6 inches of rain estimated by the radar. 6.2 is what we're showing there. And that came down in a pretty quick time. And there's some training going on. So some of the roads could get covered with water here. Now, it's been so dry, a lot of this is going to run off and we'll be okay. But some of those low-lying areas, we've definitely got to watch that. And with it still being partially dark out there, you certainly don't want to cross any roadway that you can't see if there's water flowing above it. You want to be extra careful in this area here. And I'll zoom in a little bit closer and show you that Campbellton is one of the cities here that we've been watching. You've probably got the most rain out of anyone here over the last 12 hours or so. So just be careful there. Probably some street flooding there. Karnes City and Falls City, same story up around Poth. You've seen some heavy rain too. Let's go up to San Antonio and look at the rainfall estimates. And you know, for the most part, this has just been good rain, and we'll take it. Our lawns will take it. We've so desperately needed this. And let me show you some of the estimates here. Close to an inch in spots. Not everyone, but close to it. About 0.8 of an inch estimated there on the city's south side. You go up north into Stone Oak, same story, about 0.7. A little bit lower numbers there on the northwest side, but we'll see some more over the course of today. And these numbers will start to add up a little bit more. But it's encouraging to already see this. And keep in mind, we've got the rest of today and tomorrow to get more showers and storms. Right now, over the city, we're noticing a heavy batch of rain right here along 410 and I-10. Right around the medical center starting to move in. It's just moving away from Marshall High School and Leon Valley and starting to move into the medical center. Right there at the 410 I-10 interchange, you're dealing with some pretty heavy rain. Callahan Road's right there, and there's the medical center, so it's starting to pour there. And you're going to see examples like this all over the city where you get these little batches of heavy rain. So we get out towards the SeaWorld area. There we go. Another area right over Northwest Vista College there, and down towards SeaWorld, Warren High School, you'll get a little bit of the heavy rain as this moves off to the north and east. Not a lot of lightning strikes with these two areas, but we are noticing there are some lightning strikes here and there within the city. And it's been pretty loud overnight. There's another area down here across the southwestern portion of the county where we're getting some good rain. And the good news, again, not a lot of severe weather. We have not really seen that this morning. And I want to watch this little batch here that's north of Pearsall, southwest of Divine. This will work its way up into San Antonio here over the next hour or so. And in fact, we can put a track on it. And it's moving northeast. And it should be here around San Antonio. Let's call it around 8 or so. 8:21 there around Lackland, and Palo Alto College 8:23, Von Army around 8:10. So that'll be kind of the next batch that moves through. But notice behind that, there's not much. We may get a little bit of a break in the action. And I think today you'll see that, where we get these areas of showers and storms moving through, and then we get a little bit of a break before another round that moves in. And I want to show the bigger picture here. We had some folks asking, well, what about the eastern counties? What's going on there? We've looked at DeWitt County. There's a little bit of rain there, northeastern Karnes County, and then we mentioned that heavy area of rainfall there south and west of Gonzales, Stockdale along Highway 87, some good rain there, and Lavernia still getting some rain, a place that picked up close to an inch of rain last night. We want to get to Stephen here in just a second, but very quickly, I want to show you a picture coming out of Seguin. That was the scene last night. It was some large hail in spots, but a lot of it. And it looked like it snowed at one point. The other side of all this, temperatures are in the 50s. It's going to be a chilly day, 40s and 50s on the map right now. It doesn't warm up. It really doesn't. We'll see temperatures probably the mid-50s all day. Look at that temperature in Helotes, 47. We were in the 90s just a couple days ago. The forecast does develop more showers and storms throughout the day. We're going to keep an 80% chance of rain in the forecast. Tomorrow, same story, 70%, a little lower, but still some showers around. Maybe not as heavy tomorrow. Still wet and cold, though. We do know for sure that the roads have been messy this morning. The morning commute has not been fun. Let's check back in with Stephen for what's going on there. What are you seeing right now?
Yeah, Justin, just more flashing lights. Now, one of the things that we have been watching very closely throughout Good Morning San Antonio, and of course, during those cut-ins during GMA, we've just seen plenty of incidents where it's slowing folks down, and this is no different. 410 at WW White. In fact, we saw some flashing lights out there a little bit earlier, and that looks like it could have been a crash reported not far from South Cross Boulevard. So we'll have to keep a very close eye on it, but you can see also the conditions out there, very wet, which has also led to some slowdowns. Let's hope that's just drivers taking it slow out there. I actually want to get you on a rotation there. 410 at WW White. We'll work to confirm some information, but for the most part, as we get a look around town, it's going to be a wet commute. There's 35 at San Marcos. Thankfully, the north and southbound lanes there are moving along without any trouble, but 35 at New Laredo Highway. That was a big problem spot this morning, guys, and that's because we had an 18-wheeler that hit a guardrail a little bit earlier in the morning. We're not sure if anyone was actually hurt, but we hope everyone's okay out there, but it does look like that's already cleared up. So we're not really going to see so much of a slowdown here along 35, but let's just go ahead and show you what's taking place out there anyways, because there was that 18-wheeler that hit the guardrail. It does look like that's already cleared out. So the reason why we have that slowdown is just residual traffic that's just moving through the area. But also just take it slow. The roads are wet out there. We want to make sure you get there wherever your destination is going to take you on time and safely. But more news to report here in terms of the commute, as Justin was talking about some of the areas there on his forecast. 281 southbound, if you are heading in from Bulverde, it's about a 42-minute drive time for you. So take it slow out there. I think a lot of drivers are just heeding our warning, which is great. About a 53-minute drive time if you're heading in from 35 southbound from New Braunfels. So good news to report out there. And hey, that journey from Bernie, 34 minutes, not bad. So you have plenty of room out on the roadway, but you could see there 90 at 35. Things are starting to slow down a little bit. You can see the upper and lower levels there. Again, things moving along great, but the roads are wet, Justin. I just want to make sure people can just arrive to their destination safely. It has been a busy morning. We're continuing to track the roadways, but it does look like some of the crashes we had earlier are clearing out, which is better news.
So this is my message to the bosses out there.
Oh, yeah.
Have some mercy, because your employees may be a little bit late this morning just because of the roads and the traffic. And it's just one of those days where you got to take it slow. School's getting started. I know right now a lot of parents dropping off the kids, and it's wet, it's cold. Send them with a jacket, send them with an umbrella, because we know there will be more of this coming up today. A couple of notes too. We're live on the KSAT weather app. We'll do a little bit of a reset here if you're just joining us. We're live on the KSAT weather app, live on the KSAT app. We can join you on your phone to let you know what's going on and get you the latest up-to-date radar, which is what we're looking at right now. And Stephen's just been really busy this morning, but keeping you up to date on what's going on the roads. Also, KSAT Connect. Don't forget about that. You can submit pictures to the KSAT app and the KSAT app too. KSAT weather app and the KSAT app. If you have any pictures like last night, we got a lot of photos of the hail in Seguin and Lavernia. Keep them coming. We love to see what's going on where you are. Here's the latest radar up to date, and we still do have that flash flood warning. That's going to go for several more hours down there along I-37, Campbellton, over to basically Falls City. That's kind of the corridor where we've been watching some of the heaviest of the rain, and that's why we had that flood warning in place. But let's focus here on San Antonio, because I know a lot of people are out and about at the moment. And look, there's really not that much as far as heavy rain right now. We've got a couple of pockets, but they're pretty isolated. A couple lightning strikes out there too. And it's conceivable that with some of this activity, we could see some very, very small hail. Where you see some of those purple colors, that's where with any of this activity, we could be looking at maybe some small hail, some pea-sized hail, but I'd say it wouldn't be any bigger than that. So we're not going to worry too much about the hail side of things. I think we've got to worry now more about the threat for heavy rain and the threat for flooding and some street flooding here and there. Although for the most part, it's been just fine in San Antonio. It's just the whole, being careful about hydroplaning and stuff like that, as Stephen said. So if we zoom out here, you'll see we've got two major areas here. One, south and east of San Antonio, that batch of rain has been very, very heavy, and another one starting to kind of gain strength here to the south and west of us. There's nothing south and west of that, though, so we may get a break after that pushes through. We're also noticing more development out to the west. And if you're in Del Rio, Rock Springs, Uvalde, you may be asking yourself, hey, what about us? Where's our rain? Because this is also an area that's been hit very hard by lack of rainfall. Starting to develop, the bulk of it, yes, has been along I-35, and I think that this is where the heaviest rain will be, I-35 and points east over the next couple of days. But we need to get some to develop out there, and it is. It's starting to kind of take shape, and the possibility is there for rain. Let me switch radar sites, and we can kind of look at what's going on Rock Springs into the hill country. Yeah, there is some activity, but still we're kind of missing out on the rain for right now here. Models are indicating that we'll see more development there later on today. And hopefully we get some healthy numbers in spots. One more time, I do want to look at the rainfall estimates, because really that's the biggest thing, right? We need the good rain here, and we need the aquifer to fill up and all that fun stuff. And we're still estimating now over an inch in some spots, maybe up there around Stone Oak, around downtown, close to an inch. And these numbers are going up pretty quickly because the rainfall rates are really pretty good with this activity. And that's why if you're driving and you run into one of these heavier storms, it's kind of like the blinding rain. You got to turn the windshield wipers on at a really fast pace. We can switch over to rainfall rate. And anywhere you see this purple color, that's where the rain is really pretty heavy. It's in isolated spots, but we're talking rainfall rates 3 to 4 inches per hour. And that's going to accumulate very quickly. Obviously, it's not going to sit there for an hour, so you're not going to get 3 inches where you are, but it will accumulate maybe to a half an inch to an inch pretty quickly. And that can oftentimes cause some minor flooding on some of the roads. We got to watch the low-lying areas too. So the bottom line here, good rain, widespread rain, exactly what we'd hoped for. I know it's messing with the commute. And keep in mind, too, that this will mess with the evening commute likely and school pickup later today. Not a lot changes. I think the radar is still going to be pretty active. I mentioned KSAT Connect. This is one picture we got coming in, but we've had several more that have shown what's going on, that went on last night. We had some bigger hail. That was near Lavernia and Seguin. And you can see it's over an inch, and that means that's why there was some severe thunderstorm warnings issued last night. Let's see, there's the two pictures we got. Let me see if we got any more coming in here on our KSAT Connect. And we do have a couple more pictures coming in. This one just of San Antonio, showing that we have wet and chilly conditions as they look over downtown. That is indeed the case. Beautiful shot of downtown there. Yeah, it's just sort of a wet, damp day. I guess if you didn't have to go to work today, it's one of those great days to just kind of sleep in, but I'm not encouraging that. Temperatures 40s and 50s around the area, and one more look at the forecast here. This is just one of our computer models, but it continues to be pretty consistent in showing showers and storms, and my phone's ringing. Showers and storms over South Texas today. And then going into tomorrow, 70 to 80% chance of rain with still some more showers coming up tomorrow. And KSAT 12-hour forecast, 50s today, 80% chance of rain throughout the day. The good news here, we're going to salvage a pretty good Easter weekend. 70 on Saturday, 74 Sunday, with partly cloudy skies, some more small rain chances showing up Monday and Tuesday. And I want to get to Stephen one more time, and we'll wrap this up here in just a second. But Stephen, do we have any new incidents you need to talk about?
Yeah, Justin, we actually have a new crash that was reported near 410 at Ingram. I'm working to get that on our map and get on the phone with our friends at TransGuide. I've been calling them nonstop today, so it's obviously been a very busy day out on the roadways. Check out 35 there at San Marcos. Both those north and southbound lanes don't look bad, but clearly it's wet out there. So not clear if that's led to any of the crashes we saw earlier, but I think it's a safe bet that it definitely played a factor. But we'll work to confirm some information on some of the incidents that we reported a little bit earlier this morning. But taking you right to our map, what we see basically is going to be a lot of congestion, a lot of slowdowns. That's because morning rush has started. But I've been checking the updates at TxDOT. It does look like we have at least one crash reported at 410 at Ingram. I'm checking the cameras here to my left to see if there's anything that we can report or show you guys at this point. But it just looks like right now it's going to have to be some of the slowdowns that we see here. We did have a crash that was reported a little bit closer into the map right there at 35. You see it near the Windcrest area. That's already cleared out, so we're not worried about that anymore. And in fact, I'll clear that off of our map here in just a moment. But really, the commute has been a tricky one, to say the least. We are looking at some of the travel times there, and if you are heading in, take your time. There's no need to rush. We're probably seeing a little bit more of a delay on US 90 eastbound, and that's normal. So just don't bet on that 30-minute drive time. We'll get that updated in a minute. But 35 northbound, if you're heading in from Lytle, already a 29-minute commute, but not bad from Pleasanton along 37 northbound. We take a look here at TransGuide again. I'll have to speak to our friends over there to find out if we can get a shot of that crash at 410 at Ingram. But yeah, messy morning to say the least, Justin.
It really is. Really is. And I would also mention that we are live on YouTube, on the KSAT YouTube page as well. You can actually communicate with us through there if you have any comments or need to pass anything along. As long as it's nice, we'll respond there on YouTube if you'd like. And here's one last look at the radar. We're going to leave you here in just a couple of minutes because we do have a TV cut-in that we got to take care of during Good Morning America. But we'll show you the radar and show you that generally it's just good rain, and that's not it's not a lot to complain about. A little closer look here at San Antonio. We still have those pockets we mentioned earlier there on the city's north side along 1604. Another pocket there around Lackland, and then stretching down I-35 on the southwest side. The heaviest rain right now is moving through Devine and Natalia. This will work its way off to the north and east towards San Antonio here next hour or so. So there's more heavy rain moving in, and that means we're going to get some more lightning strikes, some more thunder, all that fun stuff. So as Stephen has been saying, be careful if you're out on the roads. You know the drill. And further east, this is where we've got a lot of heavy rain. Again, I would not be surprised if we have a few flooding issues stretching from the Poth area, Floresville, up to Gonzales. Right there along Highway 87, in fact, there's some really heavy rain just east of Stockdale. And Highway 87, sometimes it can flood, so be careful right there. I would say in between Stockdale and Smiley, you're going to run into really just some blinding rainfall. And that stretches up Highway 80 and along Highway 97 there as you get into Gonzales County, and just south of Gonzales seeing some pretty heavy rain, and that's probably going to shift in. We'll put this in motion. That's probably going to shift into the city of Gonzales here within the next 10 to 15 minutes. One last look at San Antonio, and the rain's coming in still, and we'll see more of this throughout the day. 80% chance of rain, chilly, temperatures only in the 50s today. And I'll tell you, if there are any more updates that we need to pass along or any warnings or anything we need to communicate with you, we can do that through the KSAT weather app. We so much appreciate you joining us on here and on the KSAT app as well on YouTube. And if we need to do more updates throughout the day, which we probably will, we'll be joining you sometime later. In the meantime, you can join us on TV too. We'll be doing some cut-ins. And of course, GMSA at 9 coming up here in just about an hour. We'll have some more updates there as well. Have a great day. Be safe. Stay warm and stay dry.